Ninetales is dead. So the overcommit on the Rotom for no reason. That was the flash. Okay. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Low effort Verlis here to show you guys my reaction to the travesty I have just watched. Now, I only caught the last couple minutes, like the last, I think exactly 2 minutes or something. I came in on the Zapdos spawn, and I just saw some of the most abysmal Pokemon Unite gameplay. But the sad thing is, this is the finals. This is the Pokemon Unite Group A Japan Winter Tournament Finals. There's the handshaking, weird cross-mapping into a double leash on the Audinos, while we just have top contest between Jigglypuff and Vulpix. We've gone back to 2-1-2, and blue cooldown, so I guess the Vulpix couldn't go for a steal there. The Audinos are taken, the maps are swapped. Red seems to be faster, I guess better berry management, I don't know. The clap, that's just Mr. Mime, and it is level 4 Lucario, level 3 Mr. Mime, to level 3 Lucario, level 3 Mr. Mime. I think they didn't even leash an A-Palm, so they had like the wrong, like they had the right idea, wrong execution. They don't even know what they're doing. That's what it seems like. It seems like blue is just children. I don't know how they made it this far. I don't know who's actually supposed to be like a real team, or who, like how deserved this finals is, or where the Japan pros are, all that stuff. But yeah, like, just watching this makes absolutely no sense. Like, normally you watch, you know, like, Asian gamers, and you're just like, they're on a completely different level, how do they do it? With this, I don't see anything that's like, yeah, it's just like, what is this? This doesn't even make sense. Eventually you can kind of like figure out and be like, oh, that's why they're so good, but nah, not here. So it looks like the Greedents tried to counter swap invade jungle after double leashing, or like double trading the bot, and then shenanigans ensue because it's a solo Ninetales versus a Wigglytuff. Like solo Wigglytuff. Top is just duking it out. So we've had like a weird swap from 1-1-3 to 2-2-1 or something, or 3-1-1. I don't know anymore. Yeah, and then like now we're getting into some scoring, so blue does have tempo. Nothing like interesting has happened because we're not at Dreadnaw yet. There is a rotation though, so Greedent coming in, got the double buffs, gonna try to score. Lucario overstaying on that score and then just getting wrecked by the crowd control. Mr. Mime showing up. Wait, Lucario buying time. I don't know how you can miss all of your abilities and not do anything. Zeraora comes in, finds it. Mr. Mime has no cooldowns. Zeraora escapes. Is that Volt Switch Zeraora? I'm disgusted. They all waiting for bees. Got that 720. Stuff is happening bot lane as that Greedent is just running around doing whatever. And then we got Ninetales and Greedent also just kind of pulling some shenanigans. So, yeah, everyone has ended up top for Dreadnaw. Top is gone. And that is a jungle, I believe. That is level 6. Ninetales is level 8 from all the solo experience. Wigglytuff is level 6 from going top. So Ninetales just stayed bot and farmed everything. I think that's the play. That's kind of how you do it, right? But no prio. Like, blue just gives up Rotom on the already losing top lane from that gank and then overscoring or something. Greedent's just allowed to be bot. Ninetales is just allowed to be losing bot, apparently. And then no one rotates to go for Dreadnaw. And now, blue is so late on all this and so far behind. They're just giving up Dreadnaw as well, because now it's Greedent, Lucario down there with the Wigglytuff on the way. And according to their Greedent, blue's Greedent, their jungle is more experienced than giving the entire team a jungle's worth of experience. So that's cool. Yeah, like at least the Ninetales knows what's up. Like, okay, it's score shield, you just gotta let him score. That's fine. Don't waste cooldowns. Try to find a way to get something out of it. Greedent and Ninetales. How are we in a finals game, dude? And we are, I was about to say, it's a 6-minute start on first Dreadnaw. So Greninja was able to secure his double buffs. And yeah. He got into level 9, finding level, not even level 10 off that, but I mean, they got, at least they got it. At least they got Dreadnaw. It's all level 9s and level 8 versus 3 level 8s, 2 level 9s. I mean, that Greedent has been trying to steal everything. Like, orange Greedent or red Greedent has been trying to steal everything, is behind. They also got Rotom, so like, see, that's the power of first Dreadnaw. First Dreadnaw just swung all of the experience. Score doesn't matter, and score's still close. Now, what I have noticed is, like, Japan games seem to be higher scoring, but I don't think it changes anything. Like, Japan game being higher scoring doesn't mean, like, oh, they all have more experience, they're playing on, like, a higher level or Razor's Edge, or they're, like, bouncing Snowball experience better. Like, I haven't observed that. So, no team support for the Mr. Mime. Instead of using his Unite move to get away, he just wastes it and still dies before a major objective like Rotom. The Greedent also just not helping out on macro at all. Is level 9 to the other level 11 Greedents. That Greedent's been much more successful on the invade. That Mr. Mime int, giving up Rotom. But the counter push, just outplay him, dude. And that's like the weird thing about Pokemon Unite. Like, if you just don't let yourself get tilted, or like you just don't let yourself get bullied. It's like bad advice when you try to break it down. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's literally how it goes. Like, don't let them punk you, and you're going to do a lot better. So Orange, despite being behind, isn't letting themselves get punked. Blue has just been steadily getting punked, and they're falling behind. So now the game is just weird. I'm trying to, like, how do you get in this situation? Like, what creates these matches and all this stuff going on? Lucario's going in, and Spectator goes to solo Greninja. I want to know what that Lucario is up to. Does he have his Unite move? Did he try to get the 1v2? Greedent's coming in from behind. I don't even know if Greedent cares about helping his team. He just seems more interested in, like, invading or something. So that's another Mr. Mime Unite move, but this time getting the KO. No care for Dreadnaw whatsoever. That is not correct under any circumstance. Mr. Mime getting 16 points. So 16 points, worth more than Dreadnaw. There is zero justification for balancing that out. That is objectively a bad play. Why are they top when there's nothing to do? I guess Wigglytuff scooped up some extra Rotom points, is trying to dunk it top. But I mean, like, how is Dreadnaw still up? Are they trying to create some kind of split? Like, what's the force? Do they want the Dreadnaw shield going into Zapdos, even though it immediately goes away from, like, Poke or something? Does he get away because Greedent is ridiculous? He's just spamming, he's eating, he's not stealing. That was very scuffed. That's why I feel like Covet is unreliable. And that's just a Unite move burn for one of the best Zapdos Unite moves besides, like, Cinderace ult. Alright, that means Blue just losing power. Now Red is going for it. Mr. Mime's soloing. Audino's has been up on Blue side for God knows how long. And this is what I mean, like, let's take stock of, actually no, we need to see Dreadnaw going down to understand where the experience is in the game. Let's take stock of the position. So, Red, one Dreadnaw for Blue as well. And this is a finals match where we have a level 11 Mr. Mime, a level 11 Lucario, level 12 Greedent, 11-12, at Zapdos spawn, versus 11-12, 11-13, 12. Fairly even. Blue somehow slipped behind, which makes sense because of that Dreadnaw play. And I know it's a bad game, but I'm, like, desperately trying to find level 12 right before Zapdos. Like, that's a bad game. And here, just everyone is having a bad game. The jungle is behind the duo top. No jungle has a significant experience lead where you should be, like, level 13 pushing 14 at this point. Like, you should just be level 14, honestly, if you're doing good on the jungle. I know there's, like, a lot of, like, stealing and weirdness with the Greedent, but I mean, like, the Greedent isn't even ahead for stealing all the jungle and stuff. And somehow Orange Greedent hard caught up. Okay, Mr. Mime is setting up for the Zapdos prio. Ninetales is taking Audino's? Do I even need to make commentary at this point, guys? Do I even need to make commentary? Like, if you have an IQ above room temperature, if you are a moderately skilled player, all of this should be speaking for itself right now. I can't, like, everyone is so scattered, I can't even figure out what's going on. That Unite move burn on the Ninetales, getting the Zeraora, but this Lucario, like, not the Lucario, the Greninja's so far behind he can't do anything. Getting solo bullied out by the Mr. Mime. Greninja is something. Zapdos got stolen. I can't really go back because, like, the stream is so long and it makes things ugly. I think we accidentally jumped ahead. Okay, this might put us onto Dreadnaw. Okay. That hurt my eyes. Like, my eyes actually hurt. Now, it might be the sleep deprivation, but this isn't helping. So Mr. Mime has the right idea. Nope, never mind. Deciding to backdoor the Rotom for 68 points. I guess it makes sense. Or you get Zapdos and you score 500 points with your team, and you do the exact same thing. Now, opening up center does create some things, but I mean, like, if there was, like, if the whole team was there, Mr. Mime goes off, and then that causes, like, look at this, there's 3 people top. How are 3 people top? And Zapdos is not being taken. And also, like, Zeraor's bot, and, like, where did, like, everyone just split up. Mr. Mime left to score, did not go back into Zapdos, but actually, no, he's there, but he didn't have, like, a team. Greninja left after. So, like, I mean, if Greninja and Mr. Mime leave at the same time and score, like, 160 points, and then they get all that Zapdos points and they get, like, another 500, so it's like a 700 Zapdos bait or something, okay, that makes sense. But no, the Greninja was late. So Mr. Mime goes, Greninja goes, they lose several hundred points top. Instead of just giving up, like, Ninetales just needs to give up top because they couldn't defend it anyways, and then at least you have 3 people or 4 on Zapdos while Greninja's getting 100 points that don't matter. Like, that's why we'll never understand. Why do you leave Zapdos to score 100 points when you get Zapdos and that score is guaranteed, and it happens at literally the same time because it takes so long to solo score those 100 points, you could have just taken Zapdos and walked on over in the same amount of time. And now your other team has 500 points. Or the rest of your team, the other members on your team have 400 more points. So out of all that, because the Greedent wasted their Unite move and didn't have a backup for Zapdos, I think, or something weird happened, and the Greninja was just in such a weak state. But, like, everyone was in a weak state. It's not like, oh, Greninja got punked down to, like, level 13 against level 15 jungle. No. The damage doesn't even look like there were anyone carrying. And then everyone used their Unite moves, like, top for the red side. And now they know they're ahead, so they're just going to camp it out and try to get as many people away as possible. Oh, but that's... This seems like, you see, you just ignore it. You ignore that Greedent 28 points, and you just bring everyone on your team into the enemy base and just try to score more. Now it is a 200 point gap because of shenanigans, and they got the Zapdos, so it was the instant scores. But, like, how does this happen? Okay, it looks like they are doing a push. It's sloppy. It's not coordinated. Lucario's inting out of desperation. Greedent's inting out of desperation. Ninetales stopped the Greedent. No, didn't stop the Greedent. I mean, like, Ninetales went down to get the Greedent. It got worse. How did it get worse? That's what I mean, like, scoring, and people like Score Shield is so good because it gives you experience. As we saw there, like, an incredibly high scoring game. Somehow, like, but just, like, that's the point of, like, just because it was high score, I don't think means there was actually skill display or was high skill or high level or anything. That was just a fiesta. That was just the most, like, lack of strategy, greedy, handshaky nonsense that just led to even, like, being experience down at the end game for everyone involved. Somehow all of that just left, like, just made it to where the overall experience in the map was less than the average game, even though the scoring was well beyond anything I've seen. I don't think I've seen a 1,500 point combined game that was that close. Close, 200. I don't have the strength for the next game. Alright, we skipped a little too far ahead. Alright, let's go. It seems like they got some A-Palms. Something, something. Same teams. Like, they're just running it back and running it down. Blue side is losing again, level 3-4 versus 4-4. They're coming in, and I think that is the fastest I've ever seen bees go down. Oh man, Zeraor 8 points, score shield. Let's see it. Let's see the int, my dude. All right, so now Zeraor is behind. Zeraor was level 4 going into that, so did like the quick clear to meet for top Vespiquen. Ninetales losing it. There's no way that this is 5 stacks, because Ninetales went to stop the Greedent, is losing Audinos, didn't stop the Greedent, didn't even see the Greedent on their screen, went back, had top lane go into the Greedent. Frogadier missing his jungle timings by like 30 seconds, despite losing or securing the Vespiquen. Like, Vespiquen went down fast, you get the kill, decided not to back and then clear their jungle on spawn, maybe with a buddy like Mr. Mime. Because I think that could happen. Like, if jungle invades start getting actual, like, meta, I don't see any viability here on the jungle invade. But when jungle invades start to get meta like that, okay, you can pull one of the supports into the jungle to help, and then just, like, it's a Mr. Mime, so you push away or something, even though it's coveted on the Greedent. But Greedent's an awful Pokemon now. Like, Greedent doesn't provide anything like other Pokemon in team fights and securing and stuff. Greedent just becomes a score bot, but I'm pretty sure if you ignore it, you still come out ahead for the rest of your team because you're putting the other 4 people down and your 5 are ahead. So, scoring, shenanigans, Blue's bringing it back. That Lucario is level 7. Lucario, Mr. Mime are balanced. Ninetales has gotten completely removed from the game. Ninetales is level 6. Wigglytuff's level 7+. Lost bot. Lucario is scoring 12. Gets top. That Mr. Mime's just dead, so that Mr. Mime's even more behind. So their Mr. Mime's is worthless as the Ninetales, but Mr. Mime Unite move is infinitely better. So we got Blue going for this. Lucario doing Lucario. Mr. Mime's coming up. Greedent just ruining this Ninetales day. Ninetales flashing away. Wigglytuff was soloing Dreadnaw. Ninetales dies for no reason, like not even close. Greedent, and then they lost Rotom. So 3 top, ignoring their, like, Ninetales is just gone. Like, Ninetales, like, I don't need, this isn't even like 3-1-1 or 2-2-1 or something. This is 3-1-0. 3-0-0. I don't know what's happening. All these Unite moves were not even needed for the score with the score shields either. Ninetales is just gone because they have completely sacked the Ninetales, and those 3 lost to the Lucario, who was like 1 level ahead. And now I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, the problem is I have to, like, look up here at the map, then look down here at the levels, and whatever's happening on screen is just inconsequential at that point. Now, I'm against backdooring, but I like this, because this push opens up your bot side. At 5 minutes, you're gone. Game's over at that point. And Ninetales has no points, and Greninja didn't... Wait, Ninetales and Greninja didn't... No, they did score. I was like, oh, I see the 1639 down here, but I'm like, did they not score? Like, this is still up. So, that 40 to not lose your bottom is worth it, and I don't think there was any tempo loss there, because Ninetales and Greninja are just so trash and behind. Alright. The question is, what is happening now? So, Blue Lucario dies in the invade, and Greedent blows his Unite move before Dreadnaw. And now, it's magical. What does Pokemon Unite do to children? Or just idiots? Because, like, not every, like, people are like, oh, it's a kid's game, so no one, everyone's bad. No. These are, I call them children, but that's a derogatory term for adults. These are adults playing the game and not having any idea how a MOBA works, or a children's game, Pokemon Unite. It's only 10 minutes. All you have to do is think for 10 minutes. People can't even accomplish that. I don't know how, like clockwork, and usually it's the other way around. Usually it's like, oh, top is solo top all game, losing Dreadnaw, inting, losing second Dreadnaw, just losing everything, and then switches. when it's time for them to be at Rotom, they magically vanish from top lane to go bot lane where there is no Rotom and maybe even no Vespiquen. Here, Ninetales has been absent all game and now is top when Dreadnaw is happening bottom. This is a finals. Alright, I like that flash on the Ninetales, securing a little bit. Finally catching up in levels off of that. Somehow, I guess that rotation top, kind of... Like, how did Ninetales get all that experience back? Comeback experience in this game, this just makes no sense to me. But here we go. Wigglytuff. Something. Levels are kind of even. 2 level 11s. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, everyone's caught up. Okay, so now Red is decisively 2 levels ahead. I am without reaction. Okay. So, Greninja is top overextended for absolutely no reason. Misses the double team out. Decides to Unite move into a wall. Actually gets the jump over one of the Belches, but Belch covet is just unreliable. Tries to juke the bush. Dies. And I think there might have been a flash before then. Alright, so here's what's happening here. Yeah, Mr. Mime's leaving. Lucario's leaving. Ninetales is dead. So the overcommit on the Rotom for no reason. That was the flash. Okay. But Red loses Dreadnaw because the 20 points from Rotom was just too much. And having 2 people bot was too much. So now, after that display, it's flush 11s. 12, 11, 10, 12, 10. My dudes, it's an even game. I'm not ready for this one. Gotta scoot back in. I am cold. I have chills. Lucario getting picked out. Mr. Mime. That's a fine Unite move. Like, Mr. Mime will get it back in a minute and 20 seconds. Lucario finds the score. Lucario might not get that Unite move back, as at the tail end, it gets away as way too much risk for 6 points. I have a bathrobe on because I like being comfy in this Seattle weather. And I'm cold from just end eyes anyways. Doesn't run to the safety of the goal or base or team. Decides to die. Blue Greeting goes down to God knows what. While the Ninetales is still hard losing. Has somehow managed to keep up in levels, but barely. And yeah, like, watch him just waste abilities. No one had abilities for the execute damage on the buff, but Ninetales, I guess, gets it because it's passive or something. I can't even be bothered to pay attention anymore. Alright, so there's Greedent. Just running around. Doing a thing. Zapdos is up. Alright, guys. Zapdos spawn. Donde. Everybody. Ninetales in base. Lucario's not there. Greedent's on their side of the map. Mr. Mime's deciding that Audino is more important, despite being level 12. Even if this gets him to level 13, I'm pretty sure his big power spike is level 12 because he's a support. Or maybe he needs, maybe burned his Unite move or something and he desperately needs it. Greedent, Mia, and Red is pushing into Zapdos. Score is even. So somehow the score is even. That's what I mean, like the Japanese high-scoring games are just so wacky. So now Greedent slips by. There is a person here. There is a Greedent that is still here. No one's here. This is death. Lucario taking Corphish, which is now a Crawdon. Ninetales getting picked, running into Lucario. Man, these spectators suck. Ninetales solo ulting. Okay. Lucario solo, well, duo ulting. Mr. Mime coming in because he got his Unite move back, and then that is the rundown. And now let's watch this this wonderful Greninja player. I have to like they just ran through and then decided to score. I mean, at that point, when you know you're just winning that hard, like, you get away with it. Alright, Zeraor's got 50. Where is Zeraor taking this 50? Because in the time it takes for him to go from here to here, or just already be here, team shows Wigglytuff. Did Wigglytuff get KO'd or something? Wigglytuff just down here defending when he can score 100. Or fight at Zapdos, which is indefensible if they get it. Okay. Greedent's got this. How are you in the finals and using Fluffy Tail early? Like, that is the most basic of room temp plays that 90% of the player base can't comprehend. Use Fluffy Tail to execute so you secure the damage on that Pokemon and it becomes unstealable. But nah, he uses it early. It wears off long before Zapdos. Doesn't even shot. I'm convinced no one knows how to play Pokemon Unite. There are no top players. There are no and in that time, because these guys have let themselves get bullied and let themselves get punked and all these other things. They're getting backdoored for their bank. And they also just took it slow, and Greninja died, which is a strong 80 carry, and Ninetales died because they were just abandoned the entire... I mean, like, Greninja and Ninetales just suck. Ninetales was abandoned the entire game, and no one else knew what to do. Lucario not scoring. Needing those 7 points, which become 14. I mean, that is optimization. Cutting it closer than I'd like. And because they, like, just lost so hard, couldn't even score hundreds. This Greninja needs to put 64 points down. Instead, gives up 42. And now their team shows up and they throw all their Unite moves. And yeah, they got all their Unite moves back after running it down. And then there was just no return chance because Zapdos was taken so late. This is what I was talking about. I had like a theory, like what happens when the map just flips for the last, like the entire time after Zapdos is taken? That's what, but like there wasn't any skill to get us there. And that's the same team that won the first game. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that's Group A finals.